What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan and I'm BMax45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have our market analysis for the Digimon TCG like we do every Friday. Welcome to the beginning of EX11. Dawn of Liberator is officially released today. We have our release day pricing for Dawn of Liberator. We were looking at pre-release pricing today and seeing how things have dropped a little bit since that time. Very interesting set, very interesting in a lot of different ways, and we'll get into it here. But we got a few little tiny housekeeping items to go through first. Talk about some pricing on things like premium Bandai kits and promo cards that come out, and just kind of take a look at that before we get into the EX11 of it all, which is going to be the most of this part of this video. As always, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, well, let's get right into it, and we're looking at the Debugger set, and that's kind of with the EX11 being a completely Liberator themed set, it's kind of right that we look at the Debugger set right at the same time it came out the week before. We're still waiting for our copies. We're expecting them to be in with the boxes today, hopefully, so we can just open everything and just get all the stuff done up. So you had right now listings are about $100, market price $150. Looks like everything is pretty cheap here. But most expensive things you got are like Owen, Violet, Heavy Metal, and Medusa, and Vortex Resonance. And then everything else kind of just starts trending a little bit lower, just under $5 and stuff like that. So really, really cheap. You do get 2 copies of each card per box. So it is, you only have to buy 2 boxes. Now, if you look at this, you're probably not getting your value's worth out of the box by buying, well, I mean, if you get 2 copies, it's gonna be close. I mean, that's $10. That's that's $8. So I mean, like, you probably still get, your value's worth buying, it, but that you'd have to be able to sell everything. That's the hard part, right? Some stuff's not going to sell as easy as others. But you also get the mat and stuff like that. And I can't remember if you get sleeves in the set or not. But so it's kind of on the fence right now if you'd still be worth it. You'd have to work a little bit hard, but you potentially could make your money back by selling all these cards. But very cheap. So, I mean, singles are looking good to pick up on all this stuff right now. If you can get it. There's lots of listings here. You can see tons of listings of everything. Of course, they don't have the pictures up yet. And it's like, come on, guys, it's been a week. But yeah, and I think there's more because there's a second page here. So there's even more cards. Just a few more really, really cheap ones. So yeah, so that's it for the Debugger set. Make of it what you will. You can either buy it or not. It doesn't really, I don't think it changes things too much. It's probably easier to collect if you're collecting the stuff to just buy it. And you're probably not losing too much value that way, other than time and shipping, right? And then of course Pro Geochusmon for the store tournaments was out in this month February. It was this month's February promo card. You have Raid, Decode Geomon, just adds to the deck. It's a red card, which is interesting since everything else is yellow except for a Geochusmon from BT24 himself is a red-yellow card. But we can see this card's not too much. It's because it's a kind of a throw-in for the month. Everyone should be getting one every time they do a store tournament. So right now you're looking at it, and it's that $5 like that entry fee price. $3 to $5 is the average price. It went right down. Now, I'm not sure if people are even playing this in the deck. That could be why, but it's definitely not an expensive card. Right now, we'll see later on, where it goes, because it's going to be a limited copy thing. So, and then looking at the Time Stranger promos again, because they are actually giving these promos away as part of the Ultimate Cup prizing. They just, we just saw that today. We'll be talking about it in a hobby news video. But these cards, again, are going to be getting printed. So I think the Tamers were already really, really low because they don't really see play, but these guys see quite a bit of play. And they were starting to go up and up and up. I think these guys will stabilize, maybe go back down to about that $10 range. well, we don't know when we're going to have an Ultimate Cup yet, other than the fact that in-person regionals there will be ones. So we have no online event yet. So I think really looking at it here, I think the prices will probably stay the same. They might dip a little bit, but I think they'll just probably hold for right now on these ones. And then once we start getting those events, these will probably come back down under $10 like they were pre-BT24. And of course, we're getting right into it with Dawn of Liberator right now. Average box price is $100. $1,000 for a case, not bad. If you can get it for $1,000 a case, I wish I could here in Canada. That would be lovely. I would definitely buy a case because right now I pay more than that for 8 boxes. So if I could get a case for like $1,000, that would be just awesome. Of course, Vortex Dramon is in that $70 to $85 range. I kind of predicted this. I predicted 60 to 80, and then kind of the same thing, like 40 to 60 for the regular art, which is now sitting just a little bit above that. But I think it'll come down a little bit more because we're still seeing kind of pre-release prices starting to cool off. And another thing that goes along with that is the fact that secrets in EX sets are harder to pull than the alternate art version, just because of the simple fact that you're guaranteed at least 3 alts per box and a chance for one of those alts to be a secret. So it's actually harder to pull a regular art secret sometimes than an alternate art. So this is why sometimes you see these prices stay a little bit higher. Ex Machina Mon, about $60, $65. I kind of thought that would kind of be where it started out too. Violet, you got your waifu pricing, so that's Violet and closer up there at like $40. That's just kind of like where, and same with Orisa. $40 for a lot of the level 6s as well. You see here, Shoto 40, because it's just it's actually a really good card this time around. We got a really good Shoto. Central a little bit less, 35, but market price is still around 46. Ex Machina Mon's definitely come down. The regular art 35, 40, and you start getting like most of the tamers are all $40 right now. Ryugu's a little bit cheaper at 30. Dalphamon I think will probably crash quite a bit, so I think just wait on this card because I think I don't know if it's gonna be as popular. The Ex Machina deck seems kind of cool. I just don't know how popular it's going to be, being as it's new and has limited support in the deck compared to all the other decks. This is kind of crazy. I found funny that $35 for this. Guardian Vortex up at 30. So that's kind of a big pricing difference. Unchained, she's a little bit cheaper than the rest of the tamers. Again, support for the deck is limited, so I can see why. Medusamon's already down, about $30, so that's interesting as well. Metatromon, this is where kind of 20. This is kind of where I expected this to be. The Metatromon losing value quite quickly, and then Shumon, your foils and stuff like that. These foil cards are going to be interesting pricing because there's going to probably be a lot of sought after ones. Yuki at $20. This is funny. This doesn't have This has waifu pricing, but this doesn't. And then Galacticmon around $20. There's tons of alts here too. So Mecha's already at $12. $20 market price. And then that was Galacticmon alt chart. That was kind of interesting. So what was the other one that we saw there? Oh no, something just moved. I love when like cards move when you're looking at them. Oh yeah, so yeah, the Galemon took its place. Galemon's sitting around that $23 range. And this sometimes when you start looking at these things on TCG, they don't put them in, it's supposed to be highest to low, but it's not in order. Just because some of the foils and the alt arts or the SPs just get thrown around in random places until later on when they actually like work out. You got lots of high foil prices you can see right here, like over 20, between 15 to 20. We're still not below the 15 to 20 mark on a lot of this stuff here. This is a lot better. Grand Gale was up around like $50, so it's come down a lot. Loudmon's still kind of expensive at 23. So we're starting to see these foil prices start to cool off. Zeffigamon, it's funny, Zeffigamon alt is 15. That's pretty low actually comparatively to a lot of other things. We see, our first super Medusamon at like $10. So our super is at $10. You see box toppers here. You got some box toppers here, all under $10 for some of the box topper megas. So they've already started to like go down in price. Heavy metal. You start getting more, another box topper. Start getting more supers like Dalphamon. And then start seeing some of this stuff. There you got most of your box toppers here. The new unique emblems aren't as interesting. I don't see the unique emblems yet. And then you start getting under like under $5 thing. Here's one foil card that's pretty cheap right here. You have Hover Espimon at $5. So I think things will definitely start to cool off a little bit more on these foil cards as time goes on. And then they'll kind of get closer and closer to the regular ones. But I think it's going to take at least the weekend, if not the week, to see them cool off. Some cards will get more expensive, depending on the hype for them. But I mean, like, and here we go. So we're in the 9-cent cards, but then you start seeing your SPs are just kind of sitting here at the back. We got the rare pulls. For these, I was hoping they'd be more prevalent, but they're apparently like two per case. So they are expensive. $200 for Fun Beamon. SP Peridimon, the first SP card we're looking at, around almost $500. Then you got a couple more foil cards here for like $20 or under. Violet Ghostmon rare pull is $443. That's almost as good as an SP. That's crazy. $250 for Shumon, Frigimon under $200. Medusamon SP $675. That's because they're dancing together. That's why. It's a love scene. And then you got Agumon, Omekamon up almost there at $500. Penguinmon foil for like $16. Ex Machinamon at $600 right there. And then some more of the rare pulls. SP, all the SPs are like sitting around like $500 or more. It's crazy. Machinamon $346. Flickmon up at $23. Terramon $245. That's actually, yeah. There's a few cheaper ones. Like obviously Frigimon, Sangomon, not too bad at $150. So we have that as well. And then probably the rest of them here are on this last page here. Yeah, there we go. We got Vespamon foil. So that's actually over $23. $190 for Vemmon. Zeffigamon $700. Wow. Necromon. I think there's probably no sales on this or this because it says market price unavailable. But $1,400 for Necromon, come on. And then there's Owen Dreadnought alt hiding in the back at $25. And then you got some more, Tyrannomon, $395, Espimon, $170, Impmon, $613. I don't know, guys. I don't think anyone's buying that. I think a lot of these things don't have sales. I think they'll come down quite a bit once they start getting sales. People are talking about, like, they're thinking these are going to be kind of closer to the price of, say, like, the signature cards that we got in BT21. Like, I remember I had a Lanamon and a Titamon, and I could barely sell those for like $20 and $40 respectively. So hopefully they'll come down quite a bit, but I mean, they'll still be hard to get because I think they're like I said, just 2 per case. So we'll see if we pull 2 just because we only have 8 boxes. Be awesome if we pulled like 2 and an SP. I'd be like, yes. And then so we have $150 for a Sunrizamon pull. SP Centramon at, around $500, 5 to 6 for Vortex Dramon, double star, same kind of thing. Things are pretty pricey here. These a couple more foils are 20 or under, and then 170 for Honeymon. There's so many low pull rates in this set, guys. Like, I really wish they would have made these more prevalent. Maybe upped the pull rate of these because it's still 2 per box. It'd be nice, like, if they would have done something nice, like double this or triple this for the set, and then make this the 2 per box. That would have been really nice. That would have been a nice thing to do. But Bandai just basically went full bore on low pull rates, which they freaking love to do, which I hate. And went let's have a low pull rate party in this set, and it to me, it kind of ruins sets, honestly. Like, having your low pull rates is fine, but you've already got 6 SP cards in this set, 2 2-stars, which is more than normal for SPs. You usually only have 4, you gotta go up to 6, and then you're just going to add another 15 low pull rates. That is insane, guys. Like, holy crap, Bandai. Like, greed much. I definitely think that they should have cooled it on all this stuff, and just focused on, creating value for the set. Like I said, up these pull rates, put the rookies, the Liberator rookies in as 2 per box. That would have been really nice. Would have been a really big step in creating value for the players and making them interested in this set. But now I think this set's going to be something that fades away real fast. I think that people are going to initially buy this stuff, and then they're just going to stop because there's just too much stuff in it. There's just too much stuff. It's too hard to get stuff, and I think that that's going to be an issue. So we'll see what happens with the SPs. We'll keep an eye on the SPs. We'll definitely keep an eye on the rookies, the low pull rate rookies. They're less low pull rate than the SPs and the 2-stars, but it's still a slog, really, if you think about it. But we'll see what happens when we get from our boxes. I would love to collect those rookies, but with the prices like that, there's no way. There's no way. So, I'm going to be selling any ones I get, trying to make some profit. Unfortunately, I wish it was not like that. But hopefully we see these tamer prices come down, because there's quite a lot of high tamer prices. I think the secrets will definitely come down. We just need a couple more days, but they're already starting to trend down. Still a lot of good value in this set, so it's still a good set to be buying boxes, especially, like I said, if you can get them for that $1,000, you're going to see value in your booster boxes if you can get a case for $1,000. So just wait and see. That is where we are for Dawn of Liberator, guys. Tell us what you think about all this. Are you guys picking up this set today? Are you guys going to be enjoying a release? Is this not really a set for you? I know sometimes the X sets are not for everyone, and maybe the Liberator stuff is not for everyone. So let us know in the comments where you are on this set. Hope you guys enjoyed the market analysis as always, and hope you found some good information from it. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. That's all for now, folks.